Are you playing my intro? And they're not playing the intro. That's okay. We got this. Let's see if I can do it. Nope. Set intro. No problem. We're going to kick this off. No problem. We always have technical difficulties. Then come up. All right. All right. We are live, people. We're live. So, hey, first of all, I want to say welcome to the Motivated Mindset. And I am your host, Jose Flores, and a proud Latino from New York City, straight out of the Bronx, raised in Brooklyn. And that's that New York flavor, that hustle, that grit. It shaped me, built me, and still drives everything I do. Everything. Let me tell you now. Now, I'm a combat veteran who served 30 years in the United States Army. And before we get rolling, I want to send out a power salute to all my veterans, service members, and first responders listening. I also want to share something deeply meaningful to me. Today, December 13, 2025, right? I had the honor of participating in the laying of the wreaths. This is all over the nation. It's called the Wreath for National Wreath Across America, a sacred day set aside to remember our fallen U.S. veterans, honor those who currently serve, and teach the next generation the true value of freedom. Standing there today was a humbling reminder that our freedom has a name, a face, a story, and it's paid for by the courage and the sacrifice of all our service men and women. We remember them, we honor them, and we carry their legacy forward. One of the things that I've learned is you got to be able to give much respect, and they already have it, you know. And in this new chapter of my life, I wear a couple of different hats. Not all of them are like this, but you know, I'm a motivational speaker, a certified personal trainer, and a certified mediator, and yes, even an end-of-life death doula. It's been an amazing transformation for me. But there's the truth behind all those titles. I do what I do because I'm called to serve, like many of us are, especially those that work in the government, because I know what struggle feels like. You see what I'm saying? How you doing? Because I know that it means what it means to fight for purpose and to help others find their everyday. My mission is simple, muy simple, to inspire, to uplift, to challenge, right? All of us every single day, to be a reminder that no matter where you start, you can redefine your life with heart, discipline, faith, and relentless drive. That's why this podcast exists, right? The Motivated Mindset is where we talk resilience, culture, optimism, and discipline, and the courage it takes to keep pushing when life tries to swing hard and take you down. But we're built harder than that. We keep it real here. New York City real. You know what I'm saying? ¿Qué pasa? ¿Cómo está? How you doing? Straight talk, Bronx humor, zero sugarcoating. You're going to laugh, you're going to reflect, you're going to get fired up, and even shed a tear, depending on what I'm talking about, right? But one thing I promise you, you will leave stronger than when you press that play button, because this isn't just motivation, mi gente. It's a whole lot more than that. This is a transformation, right, that we all go through in life. Before we bring on today's guest, family, if you feel this energy, yay, if you like what you're hearing, and, you know, do me a favor, right? Like this episode, subscribe to my YouTube channel, and share it out, people, because there's a reason for it. That support allows me to continue to bring you powerful guests, meaningful conversations, and to keep giving back and to keep uplifting our community, la comunidad que vivimos, ¿verdad? I truly appreciate every single one of you who always tune in to see what I do. Now, ready? Drum roll. Let's talk about today's guest, right? Now, today's guest is the definition of purpose meeting passion. Her journey started with a single momento, a high school photography class, when she picked up that camera and felt a spark. And instead of letting that spark fade, she turned that into a lifelong calling. From Sears Portrait Studio to leading picture people through multiple evolutions. And her brand, KTL Photography, LeiBelle Photography, excuse my accent, she ultimately built what stands strong today as the 106 Photography LLC, her permanent creative home. Kirby Quiles-Brown doesn't just take pictures, she captures la vida. She captures life. familia, motherhood, milestones, love stories, new beginnings, and her lens has taken her far beyond state lines, from Connecticut, DC, Georgia to Florida, Virginia, and DR, and Cancun. Her story is about commitment, reinvention, and staying faithful to the gift God placed in her hands. And when that road wasn't easy, this conversation is bigger than photography, mi gente. Understand that. It's about listening to your calling. It's having the courage to answer it, family. So, hey, let's get ready. Let's welcome Kirby Quiles-Brown to the Motivated Mindset. Give me un momento. Let me do what I do here.
The interview of the week is brought to you by Jersey Mike's, a sub above.
All right. Hey, welcome, Kirby. Yay, yay.
Woo. Thank you so much. I'm so excited.
My goodness.
Thank you for that introduction. I think I told you before I want to be friends with whoever you were just talking about. Sometimes we have that, we have that moment of not self-doubt, but just imposter syndrome. And
yes,
oh, wait, hold on, that's me. So thank you. Thank you.
I think we all go through that in life, you know. But for people meeting you the first time, right? Mm-hmm. How can I say, you know, what is it? Who are you? You know, who's Kirby?
Let's see, as quickly as possible. I'm the eldest daughter of two Puerto Ricans that met in Connecticut, and I was born and raised in Connecticut, Waterbury, Bristol area. And then I became a mom. I have a government job. And then that moved me down to Georgia. So I moved down to Georgia. It's about to be 10 years. And I am single mom to two girls, Layla and Isabel, who have always been the reason for everything I do. Yes, there is, you know, the self like, oh, this makes me feel good, but also being able to support them. They are my motivation. Like, I've literally had a camera on their face since the second they were born, and they probably hate it. But they'll have to get over it. I'm like, now there's a commitment once a year. It's an obligation. They have to do it.
That's right.
It's great.
And they grew up. I mean, this generation is growing up with this thing in their hand, with right.
Yes, you know? Absolutely. It's like, no, we need to have like professional pictures. This is important. It's not going to just stay on our phone. We're going to actually print it up. And they're like, oh, this is weird, but they're used to it at this point. Again, since the second they were born.
That is cool beans. So talked about where you're from. How was life growing up?
So when my parents moved us to Bristol, people think it's crazy, but I was the first. I was the first Hispanic. We were the first Hispanic family in our neighborhood. I was one of the first Hispanics in our school, if not the first, if I remember correctly. So it was different. It was, for lack of better words, there was harassment. There was the expectation, the questions, you know, do you have a green card? Do you have all of those things? So there was that. And I had never experienced that coming from Waterbury, Connecticut, where it's very diverse.
Right.
I was like, what is going on? I think a lot of that molded me, who I am today, and the things I do, not just photography wise, but outside of photography, my work, being involved with my kids' schools, just helping people realize, well, you may be the first, not the last, and make sure you hold that door open, because there's a whole line of people coming up behind you. So I grew up in Bristol, Connecticut, and then my parents moved us to Massachusetts. I was in college. I attended UConn, got married, left UConn, had my daughter, and decided to go back to school. So I graduated from Post University, which is out of Waterbury. They have a campus in Waterbury, Connecticut, but I did it online. And then I began working for the government.
Right.
So I work in, I don't know, am I allowed to say if we are, but
yeah,
the government. So I work for the Federal Aviation Administration. And then I had my second daughter and became a single mom when she was 6 months old. But again, saving money. I have a great community of photographers that I grew with between Sears Portrait Studio that I started when I was in high school. I went
Wow.
there for prom pictures, and the manager there was like, "Are you looking for a job?" I was like, "I'm looking for a job." He was like, "You're really spicy." And I was like, "Okay." He's like, "Yes, very spicy, right?" And I was like, "I don't know what that means, but okay." So I started working there, and then Picture People came. I was in the mall setting,
Mhm.
and began working there. I want to say I was there for 3 years. While I was in college, I was working part-time. And we called it the birth control because none of us wanted kids. We were
Right,
like,
right.
okay, we're working with kids every single day. It was the 1 hour. So you take pictures, it's maybe a 15-minute photo shoot. You come back in an hour and your pictures are ready to go.
Yeah, yeah.
It was great. It was a great opportunity. And it got me back into photography when I took photography class in high school. I loved it. And my parents
Mhm.
were like, "Well, you're never going to do this again. So we're going to just sell your camera." I was like, "Thanks, Mom." And little did they know, right? They were like,
Right.
here we are, however many years later. And so working at Picture People kind of gave me that. I was able to be a little bit creative. While we had our standards,
Mhm.
I was like, "Oh, I wonder what this would look like." And then I would get yelled at later for changing the lighting in the in the studio. It was great. And then when I became a mom, I was like, "Okay, well, I need to get a camera in her face, and I don't want to really pay anybody else. I know I can do this myself."
Right,
Um,
right.
I had a friend who started a photography business, shooting infants. That's not my thing.
Mhm.
That's a whole nother. I love it. She's amazing at it. It's just not my thing. And then I worked for a wedding photographer.
Mhm.
That is the most nerve-wracking thing in the world because it's not studio work, right? Because
Right, right.
you're in the studio, if something happens, you can shoot again. But if it's a wedding, it's one day. That's it.
Live, yeah.
There's no, and it was film at the time, and I was like, "What is going on? If I screw it up, like this is somebody's day. They're
Right,
never going to be able to do this again." So we did film and we did digital,
Mhm.
but and I love it. But also, no, thank you. So I kind of find my niche in family photography, um, maternity. Seniors are super fun. They're on this, cusp of, okay, I'm still a kid, but going into adulthood and this big, huge transition, and just being able to talk to them, especially the generational gap there,
Right, right.
really pick their brains. So that's kind of my journey of high school to, I guess, high school again, because I'm doing senior photography.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's amazing how photography has evolved. Because I remember growing up, you would take a picture and then you would have to wait 2 or 3 weeks or whatever. Find out, oh my God, tenía los ojos cerrados. My mouth was open. I mean,
it's dark. I have pictures. I actually just found film, and my kids were like, "What, Mom? What's this?" It's like,
right,
"Oh
right,
my
right,
gosh, this is so embarrassing." That's film. They're like,
right, right.
"So can we?" And it's coming back. Actually, the Fujifilm cameras are back out.
I've
They're
seen that.
big and trendy. And there's a lot of photographers who are shooting both digital and film because that graininess, that
Yes.
classic look to the photography. I mean, you can get that digitally, but there's something just classic about it on a film.
Yeah.
So there are places I have not discovered them. That film is still at my house. I don't even know where it's from. I don't know. I just know it's used. And so there are places that still develop film.
Yeah.
It's probably really expensive, honestly.
And
But
then, oh my God, and then Shake It Like It's Hot from that song when the Polaroids came out. Remember, you had to shake
yes.
it.
Oh my gosh. And little do we know, my kids were like, "Mom, what do we do? It's developing." I'm like, you're supposed to shake it." And they're like, "No, you're not. If you look at TikTok." I'm like, "Oh, okay. I'm so sorry." They're like, "It's gonna ruin it." I'm like,
Oh my
"Oh,
God.
I don't know. This is what we did. We shook it like a Polaroid picture."
Yeah, that's it. That's it. No, you are
Yes.
absolutely correct. Let me see. What we're gonna do is we're gonna take a quick break, a commercial break, and when we come back, I want you to tell me what was some of the influences growing up that got you into this. We come back and we got some comments of people that asked questions, and we'll go back into that. So, ladies and gentlemen, we'll be right back. If you have any comments, any question, please put them in the comment thing. All right, let's break for a quick commercial.
It's the guts and it's the glory. 100 stripes, 100 stories. It's the Pledge of Allegiance on the 4th of July. It's them handwritten letters from home. It's them sleepless nights alone. It's his newborn baby he left with his wife. Mr. Red, White, and Blue, lay down, here's a line. Mr. Red, White, and Blue, for these stars and stripes. Hey. From the fields of Indiana to the swamps of Louisiana, to the golden coast of California, Uncle Sam's the only family he's got. His purple heartbeat won't stop, and his 18th birthday was the day he was born. Mr. Red, White, and Blue, lay down, here's a line. Mr. Red, White, and Blue, for these stars and stripes.
The station where our veterans' voices are heard, MBR Talk.
Hey, thanks for tuning in. Welcome, Quack.
Program are those of the speakers and do not necessarily reflect the views or positions of any entities they represent.
The web at mbradio.com.
¿Qué pasa, mi gente? Welcome back to the Motivated Mindset. Every time I watch that video, it motivates you. What do you think, Kirby? Is that motivation?
Awesome. I'm actually over here on Apple Music trying to add that song to my
It's awesome. I mean, I'm like, what? It takes me back to my days, but that's another story for another day. Hey, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. And we left off with, we wanted to ask Miss Kirby, what was some of her influences growing up to get her into this? So it's all yours, Kirby.
Oh, photography wise, I think it was just the access that I had to it. I didn't know anybody who was in photography, especially my family. But I think the biggest motivation in anything that I've ever done in my life is my dad was born in Puerto Rico, came to the United States, or not United States, yes, United States, but to mainland US right. When he was 13. With what he had on, that was it, right? My grandparents, they sacrificed a lot. My parents, my grandparents for us, and seeing my mom just work her tail off to get to where she was. Both of them, the sacrifices, the resilience. I can't even imagine how being again, I was the first, right, in my school. what they faced. And if they can do it, then I've got to make them proud, right? It's not just making my kids proud, it's making my parents proud. I am my ancestors' wildest dreams, right? So whatever I do, I want to make sure that I'm doing it and I'm doing it big and I'm putting all of my effort into it. When it comes to photography, it's fun. It's fun to me. And like I said, I'm getting to know these people. I kind of discovered this week was I've always known this, but I love to hear people's stories, especially when they've had a different experience than I have. You grew up in New York, right? I don't know what it's like to grow up in New York. Your experience is maybe similar to somebody else who grew up in New York, but different, right? So I get to do that when I'm photography, shooting people's, I hate using that word because it sounds terrible, but shooting people's pictures. And so I get to learn about them. But also we had somebody in, and I can't remember her name because it's been years. But we had a mom who was a photographer in the community, who was diagnosed with cancer.
Okay.
And, as parents, we're always like, oh, we need to lose weight. Our hair doesn't look great. All of these things. We can't be in the pictures with our kids. We don't want them to. Your kids don't care. Your family does not care what you look like, because the day that you're gone, they're going to look at those pictures and they're going to cherish them forever. They don't care that your hair is messy, your makeup's not done, that you gained 10 pounds, whatever it is. They could care less. Like, absolutely. It's important to get in front of the camera. So even if it's just, your phone, please take those pictures with your kids, make the sacrifice to have those pictures done with whoever it is, with your children, because that is what's left when we're gone.
That's a good point. I remember telling my son that you will never see a U-Haul behind a hearse.
No. You
can't take it with you, but people will remember for who you are, and pictures are a great way to capture what you're just saying. Absolutely correct. Absolutely. And he didn't get it until he had his first child. And then he called me. It was like 3:00 in the morning. He's in Hawaii. I said, really, dude? I mean, he said, Dad, I got it. I said, what, you got the lottery? Talk to me. I'm like, why are you calling me up? He said, I understand what you were saying. And that's a beauty when your children comprehend things you tell them, and that was a big thing for me when he got that. But we got somebody said, hey, but this is the one that said, love this phenomenal woman. She is the truth. You got some fans out there.
Thank you so much. I try to, like I said, outside of just photography, I do a lot of outreach at my daughter's schools. They are our future. So no matter what they are, let's support their dreams, and give them, again, be motivational. There's nothing that is out of reach. The sky is not the limit. Break glass ceilings, go past the stars because you're able to. And there's a seat at the table. It's all of the cliche things. Please, are the best thing we can do is encourage our kids.
Absolutely, they are our future. And even when you don't think they're watching, they are watching you.
Oh, absolutely. And you're like, oh, why did you just say that? And they're like, yeah, I definitely said that last week.
Yep. No, absolutely. And we have a question here. And you may not, but they said, when did you realize photography could be more than a hobby?
Oh, let's see, is there feedback? Are you getting feedback?
Sometimes it happens.
Okay. I think it was the first time somebody asked me how much I charge. And I was doing it for friends, for family. I was doing it for myself. And I want to say it was a wedding, and it was at their home. She was actually my physical therapist at the time. Okay. And I got to shoot her wedding. They had like a Renaissance themed wedding. Their dogs were their best man and maid of honor. It was awesome. I think that was the first time that I was like, oh, I can make some side money with this. This is fantastic. And it's something that I enjoy doing. It's not like a chore. I don't have to go to a job and sit for not that this is, not good enough, but it was something different, and it got me out of the house. It gave me a different identity other than mom or employee at such and such job.
Right.
That was my own. It was a creative outlet. I grew up with a mom who crafted. So that I love my creativity. That's what, and and then I can make some money off it.
Oh
Absolutely.
my goodness.
Pay for
Yeah.
Christmas like that. I was like, the day I could pay for Christmas with what I was doing photography wise, I was like, okay, I can definitely. So yeah, that was probably when I was like, okay, let's take this a little bit further.
Okay. And we have another question. So what advice would you give to young creatives who want to turn their passion into purpose?
Just do it. Don't let anybody discourage you. If you love it, who cares what anybody else has to say? I know that it's easier said than done. But the reality is you're the one that gets the joy from it. You don't have to, it's not to serve anybody else. If it makes you happy, do it. And if it's photography, shoot everything. Everything. Anywhere you can take your camera, take pictures. You see a cool bee on a really pretty flower, take the picture. It doesn't have to be perfect. You build your skill by continuously just taking pictures.
Absolutely. Well, that makes perfect sense. Sometimes, in life, when you try something and you fail, some people just quit. It's like, this ain't for me. It's just like in January, what happens in the gyms? It's fully packed. People working out.
Yes.
What you call them things? Resolutions, right? Yep. They don't work. Those you got to have a plan and you got to fail because that's how we learn. Okay, that didn't work this time, and let me get back in there. So that's pretty cool. And was there a point where, for you personally, where it's like, how did you keep yourself motivated? Was there a point when the world wasn't that clear as far as photography and where this was going to take you? And you was working a full-time job too, right?
Yes. So I still work a full-time job. The only time that I wasn't working full-time is when I was working with the wedding photography business. I was stay-at-home mom. I was going to school, working on my bachelor's degree. And I needed something outside of student, outside of mom, that felt like it gave me a purpose, but also I got to be that creative side. And I got to meet some really great people. And I got to go to some awesome weddings. So that was great. I got to travel. I'm trying to think. Most of it was in Connecticut. I did shoot a wedding up in Buffalo, New York, in September timeframe. So New England in September, October is the most beautiful. So I got to shoot a wedding up there, and it was phenomenal. And then when, people got to, ask me, hey, would you be willing to fly to Dominican Republic and shoot our wedding? We don't. And I think a lot of it is the comfortability, because they're like, oh, I'm going to hire this stranger and they don't really know us and how we tick and our personality. And I knew who they were. And that just became how I had two of the weddings that I shot. They were like, you know us, what we're looking for. And personality wise, you're going to make it fun. It doesn't have to be stiff and uncomfortable. And really bringing out those people's personalities in their photos. So
because you're familiar with them, you know them. Absolutely. Yeah. We have another question that says, when you look back at your portfolio, what images feel most like your legacy pieces?
Ooh. Well, my kids are often my subjects, so there's that, right? But outside of that, my maternity shoots are probably my favorite. There's this beautiful, first of all, we're growing humans, right? It's a miracle in itself. And I know that a lot of women, when they're pregnant, they're like, no, I don't feel good. I look terrible. All of those things. Girl, bye. Put a camera in front of your face. I don't care. I don't care if you get dressed up and somebody takes the picture on your phone. Take the pictures. This is something you'll never, ever get back with this. You can have another baby, but it's this child. And it's something my kids are like, oh, can I see the pictures you took when you were pregnant with me? Right. Again, it's that's what you leave behind. Those ones and the graduation, the senior photos. Again, like I said, that transformation of life, you're going from one stage to the next. And I have this sense of just pride. I think I shared a couple of pictures with you. One of them's my godson, and he came out to visit. I was like, hey, I'm putting a camera in your face. He was like, oh, you are? It's like, yes. And I'm taking your graduation pictures. So it's personally, it's, that's the selfish part of me. I get to take pictures of them and I get to have those pictures. But also this is a great celebration of life.
Yes, yes.
Right.
That is stupendous. We're going to take our last break because this is getting hot and heavy. It's going good. And then we got a couple of questions. And then we're going to get to some of the things. We're going to be showing some picture time. Yeah. Then you can talk about so we can see some of your awesome photography, which is stupendous. I love it. I love it. I can't wait for us to get into that. So once we come back, ladies and gentlemen, it's on like Donkey Kong. You're like, what's up? So let's go on a quick break and we'll be right back.
Everywhere I go, trouble seems to find me. There ain't no place that I fit in. Raised in the backwoods, and just like him, oh, I'm a fighting man. Well, I was born with a gun in my hand, child of this land. Lord, please save me from my sins. Out here howling in the wind. Look to the west, see your sunset. Someday kneel at the pew. This old wasteland, it is my land. Around here I do what I wanna do. Well, I was born with a gun in my hand, child of this land. Lord, please save me from my sins. Out here howling in the wind. Well, I was born with a gun in my hand, child of this land. Lord, please save me from my sins. Out here howling in the wind. Everywhere I go, trouble seems to find me. There ain't no place that I fit in.
The station where our veterans' voices are heard. MBR Talk.
Hey, thanks for tuning in. Welcome, Quack.
Program are those of the speakers and do not necessarily reflect the views or positions of any entities they represent.
The web at mbradio.com.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. ¿Qué tigre? ¿Qué le pasó? All right. Let's go back. So, hey, we got a couple of questions that somebody posted, and somebody said, there's a saying, a picture's worth 1,000 words. Do you believe that this generation still values remembering?
I think that a lot of that is instilled by their parents in our generation. While they are, again, technology, all of that,
Yes.
I think that's something that's definitely instilled by us. And just, I hope the generations here, hearing from their grandparents, their parents, all of those things, I know they probably roll their eyes, but they're seeing that. They're seeing the value in respecting our cultures, our traditions, all of those things. And I love to see it. Let's take it to Bad Bunny, right? I was just having this conversation with my parents, right? They were like, we don't like him, the music, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, but look at what he's doing.
Yes.
There's such an influx of people wanting to learn how to dance, the music, all of those things. I literally said, he don't owe us nothing but a Christmas parranda album, please, so that these kids can learn how to play the instruments, or want to, not just learn, but want to. But I think that there's a major shift coming in respecting the traditions.
Yes, absolutely. And we got a question from our girl Yvette. Yeah, she said,
I love her. She's great.
Yeah, I love her. She said, what do you want listeners to take away from your story of resilience and reinvention?
Ooh, oh man. No matter what life has thrown at me, we've talked about, I became a single mom. I was working full time. I moved down to Georgia, not really knowing anyone, building my community on my own, away from family, which it's hard. You've experienced it, right?
Yes.
It's like, okay, this is what I'm used to. This is my community. This is my people, and not having that. You can. That's it. Keep going. No matter how hard it gets. I always have this, and it's not to minimize the things that I'm going through. It's not minimizing the things that I've been through, that I've survived. First of all, you've survived every single day. Until today. You will survive today. But you can just keep going.
Yes.
On the other side, you're going to look back and you're going to laugh. Honestly, there's so many, you're like, holy mackerel, how did I do that? You've really got to believe in yourself. And if you can't believe in yourself, you've got to find a team. I have great people around me. Again, my community here, the people I've met through work and who've become, I call them family, friends who have become family, that are going to encourage you. They're doing amazing things. Never compare yourself to their things, because you're doing amazing things as well. Just keep moving forward.
Absolutely. And you got another fan, Miss Migdalia Gonzalez, says, so proud of this powerhouse young lady.
Thank you, Migdalia. Thank you. I'm almost gonna blush, but yes, that she's those are the people. Those are the people you want. You want people in your corner. You want cheerleaders. And Yvette I can't remember the acronym, but she says my CEO tribe, and just cheerleaders, exceptional people who are just going to encourage you to keep moving forward. And if you don't have that, encourage yourself. Again, just keep going no matter what, and find the resources. The internet's at your fingertips literally every second of every day. And don't be afraid to ask.
Yes, absolutely. And Kirby, you're so correct. You don't want people to be yes people. You need somebody to be honest with you, that's going to support you and tell you not what you want to hear, but what you need to hear.
Absolutely. I definitely have those. Sometimes it's like, dang, but it's really what you need. It's the tough talk. It's the tough love. Yes. But if that's what's going to get you to the next, you're going to appreciate it. As uncomfortable as it is, as much as it ticks you off, however it makes you feel, you need those people who are going to be like, okay, let's have a coming to Jesus, or let's sit down and talk about this. How can we get to the next step? Yeah.
And we got another question from our girl Yvette. She said, how do you see your work evolving in the next decade, especially with AI?
With the policies changing, I'm hoping we're going to see more of that. There's a lot of theft, of course, of our artwork and all of that. I was in the Apple store the other day. I was like, dang, my job is going out the window. What is going on? I think that there's still value, and that people are seeing that we can bring it back to the kids valuing, remembering. The AI can't do that for you. And even if they could, there's something about the experience of having that photo shoot with your family, right? The haha, the jokes, all of those things. You can't experience that if you just say, hey, create me a photo, a family photo with these people wearing this or whatever. I've dabbled in. I'm like, oh, this is weird. And of course that may be just my kids are like, oh, this is cool. but I really think that that transition of valuing the traditions, all of those things, you can't get those feelings back.
Right.
AI can't create that feeling and experience.
And somebody had put, it says, let me see, show this. It says CEO tribe, chief energy officer. It takes a village.
Yes, that is exactly what she says all the time. Chief energy officer. It takes a village. That, again, that community, those people, and not just people who are going to be like, oh, you're doing so well, yada, yada, yada. Don't blow smoke, please. Tell me how I can improve, because I need that. Sometimes we're just looking at our own stuff. We're like, okay, how can I improve this? How can I, however, you need those people. As uncomfortable as it is, get those people in your corner. You want them there.
Absolutely. So I think it's about time for picture time.
Yay.
Yeah, so we're gonna bring up some beautiful artwork, photography that Kirby has done, and once I put them up, I'll let her take over. And you can
okay. So this is my LeiBelle. This is when I so my daughters are Layla and Isabel. So that's where I got my photography name at the time. They were again, I've always been my reason. And this is in Westfield, Massachusetts. It is at a grandmother's garden. And that's my cousin when she was pregnant with her first daughter.
Wow.
She wanted a hippie vibe, and it was very foggy that day. I was like, let's do it. Let's go. I love when I call them like, hey, can I put my camera in your face? And they're like, oh, no. And then I'm like, I promise it'll be comfortable. It won't be weird. It won't be, but you're going to want, again, especially maternity, you're never going to get this chance again with that child. So
right.
it was great.
Okay.
This is here in Georgia. This is in Marietta. They were expecting their second child. I shot their first maternity shoot, and actually got to shoot, I think you show it later on, their engagement photo shoot. They had both their families for pictures. She had no idea he was going to propose to her during.
Wow.
Oh yeah, they're fantastic.
That is amazing. That is amazing.
Okay. So first of all, the white background, she was not going to do any photos. She's a young mom. She's like, no, I'm not doing this. I was like, please, I will go buy the dress. I have this whole vision. Again, I love when people are like, fine, okay. And then they're like, I'm so glad you convinced me to do it. And then the other one on the right, she is with her second child. And she was like, hey, there's some pictures I did not share. They are on my social media page. She was like, would you be comfortable if I was almost nude? And I was like, yeah, it's classy. It's nothing inappropriate. Let's do it, whatever you're comfortable with. And she was like, I really want to get pictures in my kitchen, in my house. They had just built their house. And she was like, I just want something that's us, very much just remembering this is when we moved into our house. This is our family, all of those things. So I got to do in her home. And this is another cousin. This is in Westfield, Mass. And her boyfriend at the time. They were fun. They were really fun. He made it, she was probably really uncomfortable with it, but he just kind of like poked fun and all of those things. That was very much our personality. Him and I go back and forth, banter anytime we see each other. So that was a really great experience. And this is another friend. This is actually the photo that we just showed in her kitchen. This is her property. I asked her, I was like, hey, would you mind if I use your property to take some pictures? And they are a military family here in Georgia. And this is with her second child.
That is stupendous. Beautiful, beautiful.
And this is the same person from the first one. This is my cousin Jody. And that's in grandmother's garden. If you are in Westfield, it is beautiful. It's a small little garden. Take your cameras, not just your phones. Take your cameras and go shoot some pictures. Oh man, this is in Massachusetts as well. It was a random property. Okay, this is terrible. It was a random property that I drove by, and I was like, oh, this is really cool. They had like a shed. It was a pond, and I just fell in love with it. And I actually shot, I don't know if I shared pictures, my sister's engagement pictures at the same property. It was super fun. And he is my daughter's, their babysitter from Massachusetts, son and granddaughter. Yes.
Okay.
This is a friend that's here. I actually, the little boy kissing his mom.
That's
Um,
beautiful.
They are part of my family. And you can see that he is hard of hearing, deaf, and he has
Mhm.
hearing aids. I've done silhouettes from his pictures pretty much every year that I've done his pictures, and I make sure to include that. That's part of what makes him him.
Yeah.
And they're fun. We just shot. So I have my own family pictures done. So we swap. I'm like, hey, I'll shoot your pictures, you shoot mine. I'll set everything up. Just take these pictures, and then I do her pictures.
Oh my God, that's beautiful.
These are my nieces. I'm pretty sure when I contacted her mom, I was like, hey, do you guys want family pictures done? She's like, we've never had them done. So it was really great to put a camera in their face.
Cool beans.
This is a teacher in Paulding County. Her son, he was personality. I mean, you can tell from that.
Yes.
Listen, after that shoot, I was like, I need a nap. It was great though. He was really great, and he's super cute.
Oh my God, it's a great picture. It is.
This is my best friend. I went to DC, and I asked her if I could take some pictures of her, and I can't tell you where exactly this is, but I make her let me take pictures of her all the time. She's like, are you gonna put your camera on my face again? Yes, I definitely am. I think we have another picture of her as well in that same area.
All right.
This is that military family, the woman that was in the gray dress with the hat. This is their family. This is from their family shoot. I want to say this was their first family shoot. And they're fantastic. I love them so much. That's my niece and my sister. She came up from Florida, and I got to put a camera on her face, and my niece did not listen to me at all. Do you expect it? I'm like, great. I was like, this is why I don't shoot babies and kids, because they don't listen to me. And the mom kicks in. I'm like, if you don't sit down, she's like, that's work for her. She doesn't listen to you. And then the little boy is actually the mom that was in the kitchen. That's her oldest son.
Yeah, I love the way you capture just getting the half face.
Yes, I love that up close. It's something that just they grow up so fast.
They do.
Those features you're not going to ever see again, because
that is so true.
Tomorrow they'll be grown. Oh my gosh. Okay.
The story. Yes.
This one, it's a coworker from my job. She was like, hey, can you do some pictures? I was like, sure, no problem. And they were burning leaves in the backyard, and the boys were like, can we try some really cool things? And yes, absolutely. I'm never going to say no. Let's see. The worst that can happen, it doesn't come out good. And he was like, I want it kind of spooky and very artsy. And he was like, I have this he ran into the house to go get this hat. She still sends me, she'll text message me every so often. She's like, I shared our family pictures. And this was a long while ago. She's like, I shared them. They loved them. They were like, this is really cool. Can we do pictures on your property? And this is on her property as well. But the boys they were so fun. I think we had some with like crowns and her bathtub. It was awesome. It was really fun. They made it so fun.
That is stupendous.
This is my daughter. This is, I believe, her 13th birthday. This is in Dallas, Georgia. Yeah. Again, they love having my camera on their face.
Oh, love it.
And this is the engagement shoot. That is their son. I want to say was 2 or 3 years old, and they had their family there. She had no idea, no clue that he was going to propose to her.
Wow.
So they have family pictures and engagement pictures.
Those are stupendous.
This is my godson. He graduated 2 years ago. I'm so proud of him. This is in downtown Marietta. And I'm sure he hated every bit of it, but guess what? Too bad. He will cherish this. This is something you're never going to get back. Take them while you can. Even if it's your phone, and look up YouTube videos, how to take pictures that look professional.
Oh, they look awesome.
Or call me,
This is probably my favorite right here. I love these sets.
Okay, so outside of photography, I also dabble in graphic design. So self-taught, I love it. Again, that creative outlet. These pictures are not mine. I could not tell you who the photographer is. This is my best friend. that lives in Florida or lived in Florida. She's like, hey, we're getting married in Cancun. And we have this idea of having our invitations be a passport. What can you do? It's like, girl, I got you. So I had so much fun designing this. I still have, this has been, I mean, I don't even know what the date is. My daughter was 3, so 10 years ago. And those are still my favorite wedding invitations. Yeah.
I never seen anything like that. It's so unique. So I think it's awesome.
I'm like, who else is getting married outside of the US so we can do passport invitations?
Yes, so yes. Definitely, you know. And
there she is again. That's my best friend again, putting a camera in her face. I mean, why not? She's gorgeous, right? Yeah. And then that's my youngest daughter, and that's so DC on the left and downtown Marietta on the right. And this is her birthday shoot because I make them. Okay, I lied. I make them do family pictures and I make them do birthday pictures. I will not buy pictures from the school, from their school yearbooks and stuff like that. I'm like, we're going to go take pictures. You're welcome.
That is stupendous. Let's see. And
this is a family that never had family photos before. This is my children's aunt and their cousins. They were fantastic. They just chit-chatting. They were hilarious. And they're like, hey, can we try this? Can we try that? And this is in Marietta, Georgia. This is a preserved land that people can use and is constantly used. Yeah.
Cool beans. And what we have here.
Social media, y'all can follow me on Instagram. I'm more active on Instagram than I am on Facebook, but whatever is posted on Instagram will pop up on Facebook. If you have any questions, you can send me a DM. Will travel for work. And I would love to put a camera in your face.
Yeah, so ladies and gentlemen, please support and so on. And if you got some great fans, here's this one. I wonder if you can figure this one. It says,
my dad.
It says, this young lady is an amazing daughter and mother, and we are so proud of her and all she does. Love, mom and dad. That is stupendous.
Make my makeup run. Thanks, Dad.
And somebody says, my beautiful niece.
Yes, that's my sister. So the one above her is my sister, and that's my sister. And those were the pictures that they were probably talking about the pictures that I had of my daughters and my niece.
Yes. Here's another comment. And it says, Kirby is absolutely amazing, smart and beautiful. Look at that.
Thank you. She just sent me a text message. Thank you, Raquel.
And then somebody says,
hey, Mike, those are awesome. Even if I didn't do them, I would have been like, dang, that's a great idea. Listen, people are like, hey, can you do this? Well, do you think this would work? And sometimes it's a flop, but let's try it. Why not?
Yeah. We got another one that says, we love her camera in our faces.
I know I haven't traveled now that I'm in Georgia. My old clients and my old, I will travel for work.
And then we have somebody that says, beautiful inside and out and so talented.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Somebody has a question. How would you describe your photography style in 3 words?
That's hard. I think intentional. And definitely candid. I do kind of a mixture of everything, but memorable. You're going to remember the experience. And I hope and pray that people are actually taking these and printing them up, not just, I've had a couple of family photo shoots right in that about now is really big, right? For Christmas cards, holiday cards, all of those things. But don't stick to just the fall. Take pictures often, whether that's professional or just, again, on your camera, but print them up. Don't let them get stuck in the cloud.
And as we get down to time, I have a question. Is like, how do you want people to feel when they hear your story or see your work?
If she can do it, I can do it. Right? I mean, self-taught, a lot of it. And mostly because I just love it. It wasn't just, I can make a job out of it. I can make money. That's the bonus. It's so much fun. It really is. It's so much, it's fun. It's exhausting. It's all of the things, but like a good exhausting, when things are just, it's so fun. You're like, I need a nap after that. But that was amazing. And I would do it 100 times more.
We have another question that says, what's one mistake you made early on that taught you a valuable lesson?
Doubting myself. When I moved to Georgia, my camera was collecting dust. I'm going to be really honest with you. I moved in 2016. I don't think that I started shooting again until 2018 because I was like, I don't know anybody here. It's that, again, that self-doubt, the imposter syndrome.
Yes.
Like, how am I going to do this? This is starting from scratch. Nobody's going to want to hire me. There's a million other people they could hire. Why me, right? Is that self-doubt. If I wish I would have not let it collect dust for 2 years.
Yeah. And so what's in the future for Kirby? What's coming up? What are some of your plans?
I mean, I still dabble in I try to make I work with a couple of people who are, promoting their books and stuff. You've had them on here. With graphic design, all of that. I actually have a photo shoot tomorrow with a dad and his son. And I kind of, gave, because again, a lot of these people, they know my personality. I'm like, nah, please do
Right.
So I really enjoy the work up to it, and hey, this is what we're wearing. This is what do you think about this vibe? I just love working with people. So and bringing my camera everywhere. So.
And we got one last question is, if your camera could talk, what would it say about Kirby?
She's silly. Like, this is still, honestly, I have so much fun. And again, my personality, I don't change for anyone. This is who you get. I'm fun. I'm hee hee ha ha, but we're gonna have fun and make it as, I don't like to have a camera in my face. Again, I only do this once a year for a reason. I don't like to have the camera in my face. So this is gonna create a safe space to just genuinely be yourself. And I hope that that's what people feel when, we're capturing those moments.
I want to say you've dropped a lot of golden nuggets. So proud of the stuff you do as a Latino and TC Latinas out there doing what you do, and you inspire so many people. I just want to say thank you for coming on. Was there anything I didn't ask or cover that you would like to say before we sign off?
Man, just again, for anybody who has self-doubt, it doesn't have to be photography. It doesn't have to be anything that you're doing. If you just believe in yourself, that is the probably the hardest thing to do, is to believe yourself. And make sure you're surrounding yourself by people who have good intentions and believe in you. Sometimes we need that encouragement from outside to really encourage ourselves. And again, just because you're the first doesn't mean that you're the last, and hold that door open. That's
right. Thank you for that, ladies and gentlemen. Please make sure that you support Kirby. Take a picture of the screen of the QR code there. You got the email and how to contact her. But I want to say thank you and to all my audience for being here, and to have a great weekend. And I can't wait to see what else is in store, Kirby.
Thank you so much, Jose.
When I see you on the red carpet, I'm gonna say, I knew her.
No pressure.
But have a blessed, gracias por todo. Gracias. And I want everybody to have a good weekend. Gracias.
Thank you so much.
Bye-bye.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for tuning in to Military Broadcast Radio. As we wrap up today's show, we want to remind you that the podcast of today's episode will be available right after we go off the air. So if you missed any part of the show or want to listen again, be sure to check it out. And remember, we're here to support and honor our veterans. Your stories and experiences matter, and we are committed to giving you a platform to share them. That's right. We're here to give our veterans a voice. So don't forget to catch the podcast and stay connected with us. Giving our veterans a voice.